Hi everyone. Just wait a few moments for some people to come on. Hey, welcome. Hope that I can see comments. Looks like I can. Cool. Hey Tanya. Hi Alison. Welcome. Hey Elizabeth. Hey Patrice. Hi Deb. Nice to see some friendly faces. Hey Rhonda. Hi everyone, welcome. Hey Heather. Hi Antoinette. Thanks. Looking forward to showing you. Hi from Australia. Hi. Hi everybody. Cool. Good to see some people jumping on. That's awesome. Welcome to the first class of our Beautiful World free month this August. I hope that you saw Cindy's kickoff the other day. She showed some really cool insight into the suite and announced what's happening for the next 3 months on the Crafty Carrot. So if you haven't seen that, jump back later and have a little run through. Love seeing your smile. Aww. Morning from Melbourne. Hey Lynette. Hey Michelle. Yay, glad you made it. Yeah, so if you missed the kickoff from Cindy, go view that later because there's some really fun information. I love watching through those videos. She has some really cool insight, especially as a concept artist from Stampin Up because she actually worked on the creation of this suite. So it was really cool to hear from Cindy about that. Hey Krista. Yay, you're here. Yeah, so I'm going to be sharing a card with you today. It's got a few little different techniques that you've probably seen me do before if you've been around for a while. But I just wanted to show you some ways to step up your creations and have fun with this gorgeous suite. Yeah, so just wait a couple more minutes for people to come on and then we'll get going. Got my cup of tea. How are you guys? Do you have your craft stuff out or are you just watching? Heather says, love your cup there, Susan. Thanks, Heather. Someone really cool gave this to me. Hi, Connie. Good evening. Watching. Krista's watching. She's doing other bits and pieces while she watches. All good. Eating lunch. Yes. Nice. Just watching. Cool. Well, if you're new around here, I just want to tell you a little bit about how these videos work. So I'm first up, and then we're going to be having all the other Crafty Carrot demos after me as we go through the month. But what we do is basically show you a card and then encourage you to make either the exact same thing or your very own version using either the same stamp set or whatever you have in your stash. You might take colour inspiration from it, you might take a layout inspiration, you might use a technique, and whatever you do and however it ends up, we would love to see. Catherine says she's lying in bed. Oh, nice. What else did that say? I had a bit of an accident and fractured my big toe. Oh no! I hope that gets better really fast, Catherine. Ouch. Just watching bedtime here with Connie. Oh, hey Helen. I'm glad I could bring you some crafty stuff in your day off with your cold apart. without you physically here. Yeah, so good to have you guys on. Yeah, so we encourage you to share a photo of whatever you make as a result of today's class, and keep doing so throughout the month, even if that means you're posting several times a week. We would love to see what you make. This is an encouraging and sharing community, so please do that. Don't be shy. If this is your first time joining us, welcome. I just want to say a special hello and thank all almost 1,000 of you for being here on this group. It's great to have you. Okay, so what's the time? We're looking good. Okay, 28 people. Let's get going. Alright, switch you over. Oh, close. I nearly pushed finished. Alright, so gonna have to try and expertly balance you there, because I have a new phone. It's a little heavier and the camera's in a different place, and the stand I use, it's a bit precarious. Anyway, so if you've been following us on social media, you may have already seen my sneak peek, which was a bit of a mishmash of different sentiments in the set to create a new one, and an ink pad swiping technique with gold embossing. So that is the beautiful U card that you would have seen already on our social media. And if you're not following us, go follow us at the Crafty Carrot Co. And this one, if you follow me at Stampin' Susan Wong, I posted yesterday, I had a class with the suite last week, and I said to the girls that I would make something out of their little offcuts. So this is the card that ensued, and it turned out to be a really nice therapeutic craft session, just taking it slow and enjoying myself, which I'm sure you can all relate to. It's a soft suede feather, by the way, and it's just got a little embossed gold at the top. So those are the cards that have been out there already from me in the suite, and this is the one that we're going to be making today. So a bit of watercolor technique there, and some die cutting, classic Susan corner happening there, and yeah, so I hope you like that, and let's get going. Okay, so if you're crafting along, which none of you have indicated yet that you are at the moment, so I don't need to try and go too slow, but I've already pre-cut my card base, and I've already pre-cut the mat of designer paper, just because I know that the more people you have on the video, the longer things take as you reply to stuff and all of that. So I've just pre-cut a little bit of stuff. So this is my standard card size, which is half of an A4 lengthways this time. And this is, I do 4 millimeters smaller. So this is a 10.1 by 14.4. If you're in the US and you have US cardstock, then you would just half your cardstock and do your standard size, which I can never quite remember what that is, but I'm pretty sure that this layout will still work on your size cardstock. So, hey Trisha, hi Janice, and apologies if I do happen to miss any of your comments. I will go through at the end and just make sure I answer any questions that I miss. Alright, so card base is pretty much done. This is just a little strip I've cut for the inside, which I might as well show you now as well. It just has a sentiment and little strip at the bottom. Alright, so we're going to make this now. Just got some Whisper White. This probably is going to be the right size. So I'm just going to cut this to 3.5 inches, or maybe just a smidge over. I think it was 9 by 5.25. Hey Cindy, hi Leonie. So this is going to be our next layer up, and while I'm at it, I will cut one for the inside, which is the same as the designer paper size, so that is 14.4 by 10.1. You guys, I switched to the new trimmer a little while ago, and I have to say, I love it. I'm finding it far superior to the old one, so just a little plug there. Okay, so I'm going to just set those to a side and remember to do them later. Hi Shanine, welcome. Alright, so that bit, might as well get all our little bits together as we go. So I've got the beautiful world map dies. I love that the globes in the stamp set also have dies, so you can kind of use either. It's really cool. I'm also going to need this bit. Now this little bit, if you hadn't caught it already, actually has the coordinates of every Stampin' Up office around the globe. I love trivia like that. You're not using your mini cutter today. Well, it's because I was cutting down from a big sheet. That's why. You flip from centimeters and inches just like me. I know, I totally do, and it's because they're both easily accessible on our trimmer. Though I don't know if you're in the US, because before I knew on the old trimmer that if you're in the US it only showed inches, but we've always had centimeters and inches on it, which I love. So tell me if the new style also has just inches or whether it's both. So I'm just going to pop through these, the green one and these two globes at the same time. Apologies if you can't see that there, it's going to be a bit awkward. Always put the dies back in straight away so you don't lose them. Oh, it's been so cool seeing you guys getting into what's happening on the group. We really loved reading through all of your photos from around the globe. Jen says, sorry I'm late. No worries. Tanya says, I do the same. Sometimes the inches just works better. Yeah, I agree. Oh, yours shows both now, Elizabeth. Great. So it's not going to be too much an issue. Now, I'm actually not too concerned if some of these bits stay in. It doesn't bother me. So I'm just kind of fiddling with it a little bit here. But I learnt centimetres at school, but would rather craft in inches. Yeah, I guess where it's hard for me with inches is that you, like when you start having to call something a 16th or a whatever, it gets too much. Whereas millimetres are just a bit more precise. So it depends how you craft and what you're doing with it. Okay, so we've got our two bits that are going to be sticking out the sides, and we've got this beautifully embossed coordinates piece. So I'm just going to trim that down to size as if it was a strip of washi tape. And it doesn't really bother me if it's perfect, because it's just going to be a little accent anyway. So just tear off the ends and make it into two. Sorry, this is Whisper White. Sorry if my lighting makes it look like very vanilla. It's white. And this is Garden Green. I'm just going to finish my tea so that I don't have like one last cold mouthful at the end of the video. Because nobody likes that. Hi Vicky, no worries. Just getting started really. Alright, so we've got all the essential little die cuts. So now we're just going to do our stand. And you know what I've realised? That I've got everything out except the stamp set. Clever! There we go. It's not too hard to find because my stash of current stamp sets is actually pretty low at the moment. I've just done a big order to top a few things up and all will be right with the world again. So I've just got a little stand. Oh, I could have die cut this too. Huh. Can die or fussy cut that one. I've already put the machine back, so I'm just going to cut it out. Because it won't take long. Who was it? Somebody sent me a message. Watching a lefty fussy cut is really weird. And I still use my craft and rubber scissors because the blades on scissors for left-handed people are switched over, but on the craft and rubber scissors, which are designed, I don't know, somehow differently, I don't find it an issue. They still cut for me really well. Mandy says your card looks great, thanks. Oh, Cindy says she loves watching me fussy cut. There's something therapeutic about it, right? Fussy cutters would say anyway. Okay, so there we go. We've got all our little bits. Now we're going to do our globe. So the idea behind my watercolor globe, I am left-handed. I am, Vicky. Have been all my life. Narasi, sorry, I'm like busy chatting to Paula. Oh, nice. So the idea behind my watercolor globe is that I wanted to bring the green of the land and the blue of the sea, but make that abstract. So what I did was just cut out a circle from the Stitch Shapes. I think it is that size, and I also need I don't know what I did with my watercolor paper. So I'm going to cut it out of shimmery white today, which might give it a little bit of a different look, so we'll have a look. You need to feel connected, I'm sure you do. I mean, that's been a really cool thing about the crafting community over lockdown and all of us being inside, and it's been really amazing to see people coming together and taking care of each other. Here in New Zealand, we're almost feeling like we're back to normal. It doesn't feel like much is happening on the COVID side of things, but I am aware that the rest of the world doesn't quite feel that way yet. Oh, the circles I warped cutting it upside down like Krista. Oh yeah, is this the one? Maybe you could use a circle punch. This is probably almost the 2-inch size, if you still have your old 2-inch one. So I'm just going to wet the paper first. Oh, this is quite wet. Quite wet. More than expected. And grab my garden green. That's why I love these lives. That's good. I'm glad that you're here. So I'm just going to hopefully try and not get ink everywhere and water everywhere. Just pick a little up from my ink pad. And because green is quite a strong pigment, it doesn't take much. And you can kind of bring it off the side, and then when you dry it, it'll look like it dripped down. That is my trick. I may have to change my paper after this too. So we're going to do this in 2 stages, so bear with me while we just dry this one off. Sharon says, I love that about the stamping community and all our online friends. Yeah, totally. I'm using my old heat tool. My new one keeps putting out on me and not working. So just mostly dry is fine. And then maybe I need to not risk this and move it out the way a bit. And then just making sure my brush has got a little less green in it. I'm going to take my balmy blue, just give it a good squeeze. And add some water to our land. And because it's still slightly damp, just let it flow over. Oh, that's right. While I've got that out, just pick up a bit extra ink. I still have my original heat tool from Stampin' Up. It's almost 13 years old. Yeah, probably mine's about the same, Jen. It's good stuff. Okay, so I've just got some ink and I'm just going to splatter it across the white. Let that. I think this is probably my. I wonder where my other aqua pens have gone. Anyway, letting that dry and just going to dry this off. And I love that you can push it around a bit and make the patterns change. It looks a little bit different on the shimmery white, but I'm liking it. Just make sure that's dry really well this time if you're going to be stamping on it straight after. So you might have seen me flip it over. It's just to curve it back a little bit as to where it was. I'm just going to be careful with this splotch here, but I think we'll be all right for now. So I picked out You Make the World a Better Place. I may need a bigger block. Oh no, we're all good. So what I try and do when I'm putting stamps onto the block is to make it straight, so that helps me line it up when I stamp it. With this it doesn't matter too much because it's just a circle anyway, but because I don't like to put the stickers on mine, just can't be bothered. So getting out my garden green again. Maybe a tip would be to do 2 of these circles, and if you balls it up, it's not going to be an issue because you can just do it on the other one. Janice sees such a pretty pop of colour. Thanks. So that's how we're looking. I love it. Okay, while we've got the garden green out, we're going to do the inside as well, which is thank you for being part of mine. I love the sentiments in this set. You can also use the grid on your paper to make it straightish. Sharon says, I have to admit garden green's not my favourite colour, but this looks gorgeous, Susan. Thanks. It's not a colour I actually pull out often either, but I wanted a colour that was strong enough to hold really good pigment for the watercolour. And I thought maybe shaded spruce would be too dark. Where did I put the inside bits? Okay. Maybe if I move that. I feel like I'm a bit all over the place here at the moment, but bear with me. So I'm just going to stick this DSP down the very bottom. Am I still in shot? Not really. I might need to change the paper. My aqua painter has wet the bed. Fresh bed linen. Go. How's that? Do I admit out loud I don't have this bundle yet? Well, I would love to see what you make with what you do have. Could you improvise, use the sketch, use the colours, or some kind of globy circular design? See what you can come up with. I'm right there with you, Jennifer. All right, Jennifer, you want a loon. Okay, so we've got all our elements coming together. What else do we need, guys? Okay, circles, circles. I think we're ready to put it together. Okay, so let's stick this inside piece first. Jen says, I'm totally looking forward to taking your ideas and working with another bundle. What do you have in mind? What do you think you might use? Let's get that ugly cord out the way. Excuse me. Okay, we can stick this guy on. Oh, I love the cinnamon cider on the back too. I love the DSB and have used it, but been holding off to see what your amazing Crafty Carrot designers create, says Sharon. Create with it. Nice. Oh, this designer paper is so pretty. I've been really enjoying it. Okay, so this is how I do the corner. This is quite a big one, so you need to fold over a little more than you usually would. And so if you kind of make a semi crease first, you can just go back and forward all along it, and it starts to prise apart the layers. It's maybe like an extreme dog ear. And then you can just get your take pick tool and start to prise it apart. And if it rips, all the better. So along the whole way. Cinnamon cider is becoming a favourite of mine. Oh, it's so nice, eh? I like the way it's... Helen's quite cool at her interior design. I like the way how it feels really current with interiors and all of that at the moment too. Okay, so our corner's looking good. Just take your little bits of garden green, what do we call them again? Coordinates. And stick them there. If it's too hard for you to hold, you can stick it first, but I'm just going to go ahead and staple. I'll probably say that and then it'll turn to disaster. Yeah, no. Okay, I'm going to stick it first. Feeling sticky. Okay, kind of fold it where you want. There we go, it's easier. Vicky says she's loving cinnamon cider too. Also, trivia, Cindy helped name that colour. Cindy, you're so famous and clever. Alright, so that's now ready to stick on. I've just maybe just put an extra bit around your staples. Try and get it straight. Secret tip, a lot of my designs are off center because if I don't get it perfectly straight, it annoys me, so I purposely don't put it straight. Vicky says she loves the name. Well, there you go, Cindy. Good choice. You have a winner. Okay, globy bits next. I will try and make it exactly like my other card for you. I just find it easiest to just, you only need a tiny bit of glue just on the solid white parts. Just check that's in the right place. Maybe down a little. I do the same thing, says Jen. A lot of times I have my design a little skewed or angled. Yeah, you get me. Now, if you want, I reckon you could also, Cindy and I talked about this, add further stands, maybe just white ones at the bottom of those, but I like it as it is as well. Just gonna get some of our beautiful Forever Fern string. Scissors, where are you? This twine is so gorgeous. I've been using it a lot. Oh no, am I at the end? No, I'm not at the end. Phew. I love the way it frays, just sort of on its own. That's why I love Tombow for the big pieces. Time to reposition. Yes. Okay, so probably the easiest thing to do here is to grab some tape and put it across the back of your globe. I feel like I should have music playing. It's so quiet. Do a little swirl and make sure the ends are pointing outwards. Then you can manipulate it as you like. How is that gonna look? A bit weird. Let's put that one going up. Okay, cool. Dimensionals on the back. You can use it in the gaps, or you can use it to help stick down some more of the twine. Let's do lots, just for good measure. Simply a beautiful colour. Yes, are we talking about cinnamon cider? It is beautiful. Okay. So sticking that there, I think I've done slightly bigger loops than on my other card. That's fine. Is it in the middle? Okay, stick it. Bit of glue for our stand, and it should just slot up there. It's coming together. Nice. Actually have a spare bow here, just randomly. I think I want the tails a bit longer. I'll use that bow on something else. So I'm just doing this still on the spool, so I find it easy to do that. Let the strings be as long as you want. Kind of match them about the same. And I'm going to put that on with a glue dot. Cool, so just a reminder, don't forget to share your projects with us. I slip it under the side there, and then I've just got a little half poking out, which is just right for the bow. And I'll place a picture of mine in the folders so that you can go back and reference it in more detail. And lastly, we're just going to stick on some of my favourite little metallic pearls. So Cindy's going to be next week, so make sure you come back and join her for that. And then we have Jen and then Krista. So there we go. What do you think? Hope you guys have fun making it. And yeah, and just a heads up, if you haven't signed up for September, October, November yet, 3-month subscriptions are turning off at the end of August because we just like to keep our accounts tidy for the rest of the year. So you've got till the 31st of August to pick up a 3-month subscription, and after that only 1 month will be available till we kick off again in the new year. So don't forget to do that. I've put the link for you on the description of the video. So hopefully that's easy to find and easy to do, and we would love to have you join us. And I'll just flip you out. Cool. Well, thanks for joining me today, guys. It's been really fun having you, and I hope that you have a great month learning lots of tips and tricks with Beautiful World. We love our Crafty Carrot community. We love that you guys are joining us from all over the globe, and yeah, it's a heartwarming, special feeling. So thank you for being here today and for joining me and for all your lovely comments and love. And I'll see you next time. Bye.